Hi everyone, my name is Faylita Hicks and I am the author of HoodWitch. You can find me on Twitter at faylitahicks.com. You can find me on my website at www.faylitahicks.com. But enough about all of that. We're actually here for the Writers League of Texas 26 questions. Let's go ahead and get started. My favorite letter is N, and it took me a while to figure out what my answer was going to be. I think it's going to be nectar. Nectar is a word that I thoroughly enjoy, that I think I could use in possibly any situation I wanted to. Nectar. I like that word. That's what we're going to go with. I have to tell you guys, I had to take a break and go and look and try to figure out who's the literary character I'm gonna sit in quarantine with, and I think it has everything to do with my brain isn't there right now. I'm thinking nonfiction. I'm like, fiction literary characters. I came up with Zula. That's what I came up with. I think Zula is a little bit like me to a degree, and I think we would get along. That's my final answer. Another whopper. What? Favorite book title ever? I think Interview with the Vampire. It supposes something that I can grasp and understand in this reality here, right? Interview. We see interview with very often in the news, very often in many different places. So I'm like, yeah, I'm convinced. With the vampire, what? So for me, it places the vampire in a reality that I get and understand. I happen to love vampires, and so there's that. Yeah, Interview with a Vampire. I keep thinking of the font that was used on the book that I had when I was younger, and I'm like, yeah, title still rocks for me. I'm gonna go with that right now. Interview with a Vampire. I might have a better one for you later, but that's the one I have. So we're filming this in my room. My room is part my room, part office, and this is my nightstand. So when you ask me what book is on my nightstand, I'm just kind of like, all of the books. But the ones that I'm trying to, the ones that I'm still going back to and trying to like spend a little time with, there we go. Post-Colonial Love Poem by Natalie Diaz. Hood Feminism. And then this is Major. And Thick, obviously. And you know what? This one, Justin Philip Reed's Indecency. I am a chaotic reader, which means I read in pages and then I leave for a long time and then I come back. And so yes, I am reading all of them in patterns. I had to clean it all up so it looked nice for this video. But yeah, I go back and forth between those books, and that's where I am right now. A wolf. There's the trope of the lone wolf, and I'm very much that. But besides that, I'm pretty nocturnal. I definitely tend to work better when the world is quiet and dark. Yeah, you know, I might not be as big as you, but I can take you. A wolf. That's what that's what I've got for that. That is a great question. There's a lot of there's a lot of advice that I've kind of put inside of my own box back there. But I think the one that's at the forefront of my mind right now is every line should have its own purpose, and it should push the poem or the prose further. It should be constantly moving towards an idea. Each line should be a part of that. There should be no supporting lines that don't necessarily have any real reason for being there. And this is something I still struggle with, and I have to keep going back and asking myself, am I doing the best that I possibly can here? Do I really need this here? Is there any other way I can say it that I can get to the idea I want to get to without using extra words or incorporating extra lines? And so it's a constant piece of work, but that's the advice that I'm currently working on. Y'all asking me to remember all kinds of stuff. I loved books, and I was constantly reading them. One Christmas, I even asked my mom and my dad for books about the human body. I was like, could you please I need books about bones, and I need books about muscles. Could you just get me that? And that's what I got for Christmas was books. So I can't remember what that very first book was. I have a feeling it might be Anne of Green Gables, but I'm not sure. It's in that area. Huh. That is a great question. What world would I live in? I would live in... There are so many worlds. You know what? I have to go with Lovecraft Country for the simple fact that in Lovecraft Country, there is a machine that opens up to like thousands of other worlds. So in this case, like if I was to live in that book, I would also have access to the machine that takes me to the other worlds. Yeah. There's not one world, and that's the hard thing. There's not one world I would want to live in. And I think that's why we love books, right? Because it gives us the opportunity to live in multiple worlds all at the same time. And I couldn't live in a world that only gave me one place to live. So whatever book is going to give me access to multiple locations, that's what I want. The word that I use way too often, it's words. I use as well way too often. I use into a lot. I use that. The word that lives in every piece 20 million times, and I don't know why. And so that yeah, there isn't like there isn't another word I could think of that happens too much. What I do is if a word keeps popping up and I'm noticing it, I will go through and use the search find tool in Word, Microsoft Word, and I'll be like, show me every single and, so I can see if that needs to be fixed. Show me every single but. Show me every single that, and I will determine what needs to be pulled out by using that tool. It's time consuming and it's annoying, but it helps me to make sure I'm not using the same words over and over and over. And if I am going to use the words over and over and over, then there has to be a real reason for me doing that. And yeah, that's the thing. My favorite book on the craft of writing, I have two. The first one I could think of right off the top of my head is Nine Gates by Jane Hirschfield. It's pretty awesome. I think that you can tell that the author is passionate about what they are, you know, what they're discussing when it comes to the craft of writing. And it's really hard to make a craft book be impactful. So many craft books are fairly dry, and so Nine Gates was one that I could feel that the author had just as much passion about the act of writing as I do, so I appreciated that. The other book is The Triggering Town by Richard Hugo. I enjoy this. I feel like if you're just needing any sort of personal motivation, you just need some help to get out of that funk you're in, you can open this up and you can find something that's going to encourage you. And so I really enjoy The Triggering Town. I absolutely do read my Goodreads and Amazon reviews. I know that you're not supposed to, but I definitely do. What I can say though is that I haven't gotten to many bad ones. So I appreciate that. Yay, thank you kind people out there for not dragging me completely. I did get my first 2-star and my first 3-star in the same day from 2 different people, and so I was like, whoa, 2 stars, man, what did I do that makes you, like, you know, I really wanted to know why 2 stars and 3 stars. I did not reach out, and I will not be reaching out, but it's good to know that there are people giving their honest feedback about it online in a form of qualitative 5 stars, whatever. I will say that I read a lot of the comments on one of my pieces that I did publish elsewhere, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty hard. People went and looked up my personal life and put it on blast in the public arena, and that whole entire event let me know to be ready as a writer. People will say whatever they want to say about who I am as a person and who I am as a writer. And my decisions in life, but as long as I do what I think is best, then I will be all right. So it's okay for you to give your opinion. I'm not going to be upset that you have an opinion. Yeah, that's it. I do not avoid writing. In fact, I have to do other things so that I will stop writing. Yeah, that's a really weird one. I don't ever really stop writing. I kind of wake up, roll over, sit in my desk chair, and go right to work, and it's a little obsessive, so I have to tell myself to go do other things. Right now, my other things include playing online poker. I watch a lot of Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, all that fun stuff. I'm pretty boring. When we were not in a pandemic, what I would do is I would go to a local bar or a club that has live music and watch the live music or perform. I really enjoyed live shows. That's all I got. I'm boring. I mean, if I lived in a larger city, there's no like real transportation here, so if you can't get anywhere, you just kind of do whatever it is out in the porch, hang out, look at the stars. I do that. I literally sit on my porch and look at the stars because that's the highlight of my life right now. Okay. You know, I'm not gonna tell you that. It has happened a couple of times where I will read a book that's been like critically acclaimed, and I will try to read it in several different ways. and I still will be like, I'm not quite sure how we got here, but okay. But no, I have no titles for you. I'm not saying. I refuse. I think I would probably ask Zoril No Hurston these questions. I think that there's a lot that we missed out on with Zora, and yeah, I would want to ask, I would want to find out some things about Zora. Tell me more about your life and who you are as a writer. Yeah, it's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. The book on my shelf that I would probably grab is going to be the Bible. And it's not because I'm super Christian or anything like that. I'm not. There are so many stories that are told over and over again throughout history. And, you know, that's for nonfiction and fiction. Surprisingly, on the nonfiction side, that, you know, you could pick a story that someone is telling about their life and be able to link it back to something that you've read in the Bible as far as structure goes. And so I feel like I could take the Bible with me and I would still be able to pull structures out of it. As well, there's a lot of research I want to do when it comes to the Bible and understanding what time and life was like at that time. So yeah, it would be the Bible. There's still more to learn as far as the historical aspect of it and as far as storytelling structure goes. I don't have a picture of Ovid hanging around. I said a picture. I don't have a book of Ovid hanging around, or, you know, the Iliad. I don't have that, guys, in my house right now currently. I will get one, but what I do have is the Bible, so that's what I would grab. Okay. Mark. Can't show you my phone because I'm recording on my phone. Everything is iPhone, Apple in here. I know Apple's the devil. Let us all be upset. Here's what I have to say about everything moves between devices very easily, and that's helpful for me. I do love the clean interface and how the devices everything is clean and clear to me, and looks professional, and so I appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I don't ever hate film adaptations, mostly because I don't expect the film to be like the book ever. Like, that's just not what's in my head. I think that my expectations are pretty much, I expect for the director to put their own flavor on a book. I expect for them to include the details that they think are important, or to make necessary changes to the original story. It's like playing telephone. Anything that you say will transform and change by the time it gets to the final person. And for me, it's the same thing. A book is written with one idea or goal in mind, one vision, and once a director gets their hands on it, it becomes a different vision. Same root, different vision. So I haven't really been disappointed by anything. I expect for those to be completely two different experiences. I'm gonna say, who do I expect to, you know, I feel like Patricia Smith gives me pretty good feedback, lots of question marks, lots of what, So Patricia Smith, Lee Herrick, both of them give me pretty great feedback. Let's see, Luke Johnson. I feel like Luke would give me pretty good feedback as well. I don't know. Yeah, feedback is important and it's really critical, and so it's the toughest part about being a writer is learning how to be a good critic of your own work. Because I could give it to, there have been some great editors that I've worked with. My editor, Sari Botten, from the Long Reads, that was a great editor, very thorough, and asking me very great questions so that I can expand it. My agent, Annie Huang, has been giving me really great feedback and ways to push ideas forward. Yeah. Says living, any living author. I'm gonna go with, it's a three-way tie between Ocean Vuong, Natalie Diaz, and oh man, this is really hard. You want me to pick just one? I'm sitting here going through all the names and I'm like, you know, Patricia Smith. Patricia Smith is someone who I first knew of as a writer, and back in 2003 is my introduction really to the writing world and to the literary spectrum, which also happens to be the year that I started college. And almost everything I've done has been like, I didn't know that was possible, I'm gonna try it out. And it's all because I watched Patricia, and Patricia does something, I was like, I didn't know that was possible, I'm gonna try it out. So I look up to Patricia a lot. Ocean's career has been amazing. Just watching the transformation from one part of it to another. I would say Danez Smith too. They started, I believe, in spoken word and in the poetry slam scene, which is where I started. And I think they're the class behind me. Like, I started in 2003. I think they started somewhere around 2009, 10. But watching their careers from that space, which at one point that space was so against page poetry. It was just kind of like, no, we bring it to the stage and we make it live. You know, the page is very quiet and, you know, not really trying hard. And so that aesthetic, which was a very real aesthetic inside of the poetry slam community, has changed. And what we've seen is, again, people like Ocean Vuong and Danez Smith and Frankie Choi just kind of do. So I you know, I admire it, and I think the work itself, what? I can't listen to music while I write. Absolutely cannot. I can listen to maybe like what is it? The Chill Zone on YouTube. It's like the chill hop. I can listen to chill hop, but even that starts distracting me after a while. I kind of need quiet and space. I really need to kind of step away. What I do to get hyped up about writing, like I have a get prepped warm-up playlist, and that warm-up playlist includes Megan Thee Stallion and Cupcake and a whole lot of ratchet booty shaking music. I sound like an old person saying that. It's not booty shaking music, it's the music that I grew up with in college. I listened to a lot of that. Nuck If You Buck. Yeah. Move, get out the way. I do a lot of like braggadocio type music because I'm trying to get the confidence to go in and write something that might be hard to accept, or might be like me claiming a part of myself that might have been hard before. So yeah, I do it to loosen up. I listen to good music to loosen up, and then I listen to Adele after I'm done so that I can calm down. Calm down with Adele. So yeah, those are the playlists that I'm listening. I do listen to a lot of Beyonce, I admit it. Baby, Lil Baby. Yeah, that's all I got. That is very serious for me. It's not so much strange as it is like the hardest space I've ever spent time writing in, and that was in jail in 2010. I was in for 45 days, and as a poet, the only thing that would help me calm down or feel more comfortable during that time was for me to write. And it was difficult because I had to beg for a pen from other people who already had pens in there. You don't just like get put in the jail and they give you everything you need to have a life or to feel like a whole person. They don't give you a pen or a pad. You have to buy the pen or pad, which means I had to wait for there to be money for me to buy a pen or pad. And I didn't have any money, which is why I was in there in the first place. So I had to borrow a pen. I was able to get a pad later. And I wrote on everything. I wrote on the back of my handmade, like a inmate handbook that they gave me. I wrote on the back of like forms. By the time I left, I knew that there was one thing that was certain about me in my life, was that I have to write. I lean on writing for everything. When it comes to my emotional well-being, my mental health, I need to write. That's what makes me happy. And it's the one thing that I held on to while I was there. It's like the very first thing is like, I need to write. Somebody give me a pen. It's gonna make, I can breathe if I can do this. So, yeah, that's the what? The return button is pretty worn. Space bar. I'm gonna have to say that the exclamation point button there, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably because we can't communicate face to face, and so like when you're like trying to communicate that you are excited about an opportunity or excited or grateful for, you know, recommendation or something like that, you know, you really want them to know that you are appreciative, but you can't do that in person where I can express it to you now, like via video. So I like exclamate. There you go. I am so excited about this Zoom webinar. I'm gonna have to replace that button before we're done here. That's all I know. Ta-Nehisi Coates, Between the World and Me. I keep returning to it, right? I don't read it like every day or anything like that, but I definitely keep returning to it when I have a question or a comment about something that's close to the work that I'm doing right now. I have to pull that book out. And so the books that are up here are books that I'm either reading for review, or I am studying for other items, or that are part of my research. And so these guys are on my thing. I don't think you can see Sontag back there, but yeah. So yeah, no, it's way back there. That's where that is. I like Bookwoman, Austin, Texas. So Bookwoman is in Austin, Texas. It's a pretty cool store. Melville is another really great bookstore that I really like. Yeah, I live in San Marcos, Texas, which is 30 minutes away from Austin, and unfortunately there's no bookstore here in San Marcos. The closest we have to a bookstore is the Half Price bookstore, but there's no like locally owned bookstore, and I feel that all the time, that there's like, I don't have a place to just go hang out and chill and have some coffee and read books, which is kind of sad, right? It's for me to get to a bookstore, I got to go all the way to Austin or all the way to San Antonio, and so yeah. But if I was to go, I would go to those places for sure. Like I said earlier, I would be writing a lot because I really like writing. But if there was something else I could do, underground rapper. I actually do have an EP, which has original music of me rapping. I really do enjoy it, and I definitely love doing the live shows. The live shows are really what's up. Right now I'm working on another project with a producer from New York, and hopefully I'll have some new tracks to put out of me rapping. I call it rapping with the rap hands, but I do the thing. Let's see, I'll do a quick verse real quick. Get a vision, get a quest, get a whiff of the best, get next, no contest, make them want to rep. Dap the map with your facts, make you a fly catch, get ill on the mic, now make them sick, make them want to bite. Tell them get it right when they get to writing, now they gon' get it when you get back. Drop them with a sneak attack, get her a body bag, get her a calculator, counting up denominators, all the geeks and masturbators feeling on themselves. It gets real, trying to live an artist life and trying to get paid to write, trying to get paid to pipe, trying to get by while these other cats get signed. Get you an alibi, tucking at a 9 to 5, get you an elevator, pen to paper, make it better, mouth to mic to make it wetter, get you a Richter of the rhyme. When it comes time, you gon' wanna be the one on the incline, realign everything already defined, change the minds of cowards caught up in prime time, get you elevated, up off the respirator, it's never an hour later, pursue the hits of Vader, critters under the carpet, bump these cowards in cockpits, I came to murder the market. I'm a little out of practice. That's my rap song though, and I have other ones. That's what I would be doing if I were not doing the writing. I'm gonna say it, and I want to not be judged for dreaming big. I'm gonna have the dream that I think every artist has this dream. I think that there are people all around the world who have this dream. To achieve this dream is to completely change your quality of life. And it says that people see what you're doing and that they're about it. And so I'll say it. I ain't afraid to say it. I'm a little afraid to say it. MacArthur. That's what I would like in 5 years' time. Again, there are people whose whole careers happen and they're like, that never happened to me. If not the MacArthur, then I would say Pulitzer. Because why not? Why not ask for the biggest thing you could think of? If we're making wishes, why not? I think that too many times people really limit themselves, right? They don't let themselves think about what is possible for them or for others. And they do it so that they don't get their feelings hurt. They do it to protect themselves. But I have only been able to do the work that I've been able to do because I keep dreaming big. And so I'm going to keep dreaming big, right? Because, the trope, even if you shoot for the moon, you still land in the stars. Okay, fine, that's cool. I don't have to win the MacArthur or the Pulitzer Prize. Anything around that general area in which I can live sustainably as a writer will work for me. So that's that. There are no more questions for me to answer, but I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you to Writers League of Texas for inviting me to answer these questions. And happy writing.